Hi, my name is Liliane Savard, and this pilot study on the feasibility of a motor learning study protocol for children on the autism spectrum was done in collaboration with Emma Tchaikovsky, a undergraduate student in early education, and with my mentor, Nancy Gall. So many children on the autism spectrum have motor delays and difficulty learning new movements. Those with more support needs, however, are often excluded from motor learning research. So it's hard to learn how to best support them in acquiring those skills that they need. For example, to get dressed, to play, to do sports, and even to use their communication devices. So we aim to modify a study protocol that was already used in the literature, but we wanted to modify it in a way that children with more support needs would be able to complete the study. So what we did is the traditional protocol uses a target that's on a wall, and instead of that, we replaced it by a cornhole board located underground. Instead of interrupting the children as they practice throwing the beanbag or a dart at the target in order to go and measure each throw for its accuracy, we used video recording and a free software that allows to do those measurements after the session. So we enrolled 5 children for this pilot phase of our research, and all children were able to complete all of the study visits. We looked at how we interacted with them during the study to see if we were adding additional prompts or interfering with our study protocol in any way. And we noticed that for some children with more support needs, who are at the level 2 or 3, we tended to add some physical touch, like to encourage them to get started and throw. We also tended to add some gestural prompt, most of the time, like pointing at the target. And there were also additional verbal encouragements. So we adapted and clarified our protocol to minimize those extra prompts in the next follow-up part of our study. So we also identified that one child at the level 2 of autism spectrum became very upset when we moved the target, like the cornhole, further away for what we call a generalization trial. This is to see if kids can use what they've learned in other tasks that are similar but yet different. And so because that anxiety would interfere with their actual skills or performance, we decided to modify that generalization task so that we would keep the cornhole at the same distance, and instead we started using a heavier beanbag for that generalization task. So in conclusion, the protocol is feasible and does allow measurement of motor learning in children with autism and higher support needs. And we're excited to continue this work using this protocol. And we want to thank the Jane Garvin Research Fellowship and Patricia Preluk Nursing and Health Science Research Award for supporting this work.